More than 400 participants from all over the world will gather in Rome next month for the Synod on Synodality. It is the first of two meetings at the Vatican, with the second one set for October 2024. And with the first meetings just a couple of weeks away, today organizers held a news conference in Rome with a few important updates. Joining us now is Rudolf Gehrig, EWTN Vatican Bureau Journalist, to tell us more about this. Rudolf, thanks for being with us. What is new for the Synod in October?
Good evening, Tracy. Yeah, in today's press conference, the Vatican presented the Synod schedule for October. We now know the daily schedule for the participants who will gather here in Rome for the Synod from October 4 to 29th. The Vatican has also updated its list of participants today. For example, Cardinal Luis Ladaria, former head of the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, is no longer part of the Synod at his own request.
Rudolf, can you also tell us about the new participants?
Yes, new on the list for the Synod is, for example, Sister Mary Teresa Barron, the new president of the International Union of Superiors General, and Sister Nirmala Alex Maria Nathares, the Superior General of the Sisters of the Apostolic Carmel. But interesting are two new participants that Pope Francis has picked. For example, Bishop Antonio Yao Xun. He is the first Chinese bishop appointed by Pope Francis since the provisional agreement by the Holy See and China. Bishop Yao Xun is considered an expert on liturgy, but China experts say that Yao is not one to speak out critically about the Chinese government. But he's not the only new participant from China. Also joining the Synod is Bishop Joseph Yangyong Chang. He's considered loyal to the Chinese regime and was elected vice president of the Catholic Patriotic Association in 2016 before the Vatican's China deal.
Rudolf, what will the daily schedule of the Synod participants be like during these 4 weeks in Rome?
On October the 1st, the Synod members first attend a brief retreat at a house near Rome for 3 days of reflection. On October 4th, the Synod starts with an Holy Mass in St. Peter's Square, and then for the next 4 weeks, the participants begin almost every day at 8:45 a.m. with prayer before gathering for the General Assembly. In addition, there are other gatherings in small circles where the participants are to engage in conversation in small groups organized by languages. Most of the time, the gatherings end in the evening at 7:30. In between, there's time for prayer and rest, and on one day, there's even a small pilgrimage planned with the participants of the Synod. This Synodal Assembly then ends on Sunday, October 29, with a Holy Mass with Pope Francis in St. Peter's Square.
Rudolf, before I let you go, there are groups and initiatives that, as you know, hope that the Synod will bring about changes in the Church's doctrine. How does the Vatican intend to deal with these possible sources of conflict?
Yeah, Pope Francis has tried to integrate representatives of the various wings and inner church parties into the Synod. For example, he has chosen both the LGBT activist Father James Martin and Cardinal Gerhard Ludwig Müller, the former prefect of the Office for the Doctrine of the Faith, who is said to be rather conservative. At the same time, those responsible have repeatedly emphasized that this Synod, by its very nature, is intended to be something different from, for example, the controversial synodal way in Germany, which has led to a major division within the Church in Germany. So it's very interesting to know that on July 26th, 5 German bishops met for 3 hours behind closed doors with 5 senior members of the Curia at the Vatican to discuss theological issues. People at the Vatican called this meeting Operation Bomb Diffusal. All this shows the Pope wants a discussion at the Synod, yes, but he also wants to avoid that the Synod is hijacked by political activists within the Church.
Rudolf, thank you so much for that report. We appreciate it.